Hello everyone, it's Ronnie again. I hope you've had a wonderful Friday, a wonderful week. It is week 5 of working from home, and I'm gonna be honest, it's not been that productive of a week, but hopefully that will change next week. It's just hard working from home. I'm sure everybody is experiencing that. Lots of coffee, which is what I want to talk about today. So some of you know that I used to work for Starbucks. I worked through Starbucks pretty much my whole undergraduate career, and I loved it. I loved getting to know the people that I worked with. I loved getting to learn about leadership and the whole Starbucks way of life. I have Starbucks to thank for my caffeine addiction. And I got to learn all about the ingredients and all about the different tricks and hacks that you can do to Starbucks beverages. And so, in the land of possibilities of beverages, I wanted to kind of guide you through, nutritionally sound choices that you can make at your next Starbucks run. I want to say that, sometimes you just need that full fat, full sugar, full everything beverage, and that's fine. I'm just helping the people who go to Starbucks a lot and want to make some better choices sometimes. So, anyways, let's start with this guide to Starbucks. So, the basis of Starbucks is the coffee, and specifically lattes. And lattes have on their baseline 3 ingredients. You have the sweeteners, you have the milk, and you have the espresso. So I'm going to talk about the milk and the sweetener side of things for a minute. So let's talk about milks. There are a lot of different milks ranging from heavy cream to non-fat. You got soy, you got almond milk, coconut milk, all of that. There are 3 milks that are right here that have the best nutrition profile out of all the milks. So you can't go wrong with your 2%, the protein in that, as well as the lack of saturated fat, and then non-fat milk as well for that. Almond milk is a great milk alternative. It's actually, after I looked into it, it's one of the only alternative milks that isn't really high in sugar and saturated fat. So I would suggest almond milk. So these are the 3 milks that I would suggest for your drinks. Next is syrups, and sweeteners. So there are a bunch of different sugar-free sweeteners at Starbucks. I prefer the sugar-free vanilla. They are all fairly good, and they are made with sucralose, which is the closest thing to actual sucrose, which is sugar, and so it makes it very heat stable. Now, you can do, by all means, the regular sweeteners, especially if you are sensitive to artificial sweeteners. The regular sweeteners, however, have a lot of sugar in them, and like a grande latte is going to have 4 pumps. So I would suggest cutting it down to 1 pump if possible, maybe doing a tall or grande latte with 1 pump to work your way there, just to decrease the amount of sugar. And then you have your artificial sweetener packets, your stevias, your splendas. those are going to be the most heat stable and are not going to alter the taste of your beverage. The sweet and low and the equal do alter it a little bit since they are a little bit less heat stable. So just be aware if you're going to do those. But these are the ones that I suggest: your sugar-free sweeteners, Splenda, stevia, and then maybe a pump of your regular sweeteners. So when it comes to general drinks, there are a lot of general beverages. One that I'm not going to kind of tell you how to change are frappuccinos. Frappuccinos, the base of Frappuccino is made out of sugar. We used to have a light base, but they don't have that anymore. I said we, haven't worked there in a minute. So we used to have a light base, and they got rid of it. So there's no sugar-free base for Frappuccinos anymore. So unfortunately, you can't make Frappuccino sugar-free, or no sugar added. So it's hard to get the texture right if you don't use that base. It's hard to get the flavor right if you don't use that base. So I would just say scrap Frappuccinos as an everyday beverage. Maybe get one every once in a while, but do be aware it's very hard to get a good tasting Frappuccino if you don't use the sugary base. So that's one drink that I'm not going to tell you how to change, but there are 3 drinks that I want to talk about. You have your black coffee, your iced coffee, and your iced teas. So black coffee, pretty straightforward. Hot coffee, I'm going to group lattes into this as well, hot lattes. You can add any of the milks and any of the sweeteners into there, and it'll be great. The black coffee is going to have less room for the milks and the sweeteners, so just be mindful if you're going to get a latte. Be mindful of the added milk and the change in the amount of sweeteners in there. So that's iced coffees or black coffees. Iced coffees and iced lattes are the same. Any of the sweeteners, any of the milks will be good in that. And then iced teas. So iced teas, there's a bunch of iced tea-ish beverages. The refreshers, and then the iced teas, the iced tea lemonades, any combination of that. So the base for the refreshers is sweetened, so it's going to be fairly sugary. So is the lemonade. And the good news is the iced teas, the black tea, the passion tea, the white tea, the green tea, those do not come pre-sweetened. Some stores you need to ask for unsweetened, but they don't come pre-sweetened. So you can get those without sweetener, and you can add the sugar-free, or you can switch it up, to do just the one pump of the sweetener if you would like. And that will be cut down on the sugar. If you are going to get a refresher or a lemonade or an infusion of some kind, just be aware of the sugar that is going in there, because it could be a lot. And you can always ask your barista what goes into something, and you can look up the sugar content at home on your phone or whatever. And so iced teas, you cannot go wrong with just the black, green, passion, and white tea by itself with a pump or 2 of sweetener. And then I want to talk about cold brews. I kind of want to put cold brews with iced coffee, but they are, especially the nitro, is very different, and the beverages that come out with it. So the nitro, like the cold foam cold brew, the cold foam nitro is made with sugar, or made with vanilla. So you could try that with sugar-free vanilla. And then the cold foam itself, I think, if I remember correctly, it's made with heavy cream. I don't know, but it's also got vanilla in the foam as well. I'm gonna say don't worry about that. If you want to change it up, you can. Cold foam is finicky. If you start changing up the ingredients, it doesn't get really foamy. So I would just say, just take it and enjoy it and get the sugar-free syrup in the beverage base itself so that you don't alter the top of the beverage. I hope that this wasn't overly confusing for you. I'll do a run through again. So when you're ordering from Starbucks, your milks, your go-to milks are going to be your 2%, your non-fat, and your almond. Your go-to sweeteners going to be any of the sugar-frees or just 1 pump of the regular sweeteners. Your black coffee, your iced coffee, and your iced teas and your cold brews are always a good go-to. Don't be afraid to ask your barista. Most baristas won't mind if you ask them what goes into something or how you can alter it and things like that. Yeah. And sometimes you just need to get a full fat, full sugary beverage from Starbucks, and I completely understand that. So honor your body and honor your mind and honor your soul and just do you, boo. I hope this video was entertaining. As per every video, it was for entertainment purposes only. So if you have any questions about how to change your Starbucks order specifically, or how I liked working at Starbucks, or anything like that, just leave a comment below and I will let you know. So I hope y'all have a great weekend and I will see you soon.